Good afternoon, grade 10s. Today we will draw a regular triangular prism. So let us look at the instructions. Firstly, we will be drawing the given views, which is the auxiliary view and the front view. And then we will draw a top view and a left view. We must show all necessary construction and all hidden detail. So those are our instructions. And we have the auxiliary view here and the front view. They are drawn and they are sitting at a 45-degree angle. We have a starting point of O. So let us draw what we are given. Using a 45-degree set square, you are going to draw the auxiliary view first. So you're going to take your 45 and then construct. Then you will draw the base first. Then once you are done with the base, you will measure half of 42, which will be 21. And then you will mark it on each side of this line. Then once it is marked, you will open your compass to the distance of 42 in order to draw the triangle. Here we are constructing it. Then going to complete the triangle. And to the other side, complete the triangle. Ensure that you outline each and every side of the triangle. Once the triangle is done, we will label our points. So we have point 1 here, we have point 2, and then point 3. And then using a 45-degree line, we are going to project all of these points up. So up, let me use a different color so that it's at least visible. Up, up, and the last one, which is point 2, up. And then once our 3 points are projected up, we are going to measure 10. We measure the 10 millimeters there, and then draw our given XY line. So it must just be long enough to pass the triangle, and ensure that you label it XY, because this is the original XY line that we are given. After that, we will now again measure 10 millimeters from the XY line in order to start drawing your front view. So that is where your 10 will be. Then you are more than welcome to outline it here. And then its length is 40. You measure 40, then mark it there. Then you can be able to draw the other side of this. You draw it, then outline. So you finish it off here. Then in the middle, it's hidden detail using a B line. Hidden detail. And then you finish off by closing it off on the other side. Now you have your front view that you are given. So you have completed the first instruction. The second instruction is to draw the top view. Because we are drawing in first angle orthographic projection, it means that our top view will be below the front view. So just below that, you will draw an XY line. And then that XY line, you will label it X1 and Y1. Let me just zoom in a little here. Yes. Now we're going to label the points that we have on our front view. So because we projected point 2 here, it means we will have 2, 2, 1, 1, and then 3 and 3. So every point that is here on this front view, we are going to project it down. You are going to project each and every point there down. So you're going to take this one here down, which is 2, the 1, the 3, the 3, the 1, and the last one that we will project is this 2 here at the top. Now that we have projected all of our points, we are now going to start tracing them. You trace each and every point from the XY line to that specific point in the auxiliary view. So you're first going to start with 2. Point 2 in the auxiliary view, and then here. And just to save you some time, when you go to point 3 as well, you can see that they are the same distance. So as you mark point 2, you will also mark point 3 using the same distance. So from the auxiliary line, from the XY line to the auxiliary point, it's there. And then we come here, we mark point 2. Point 2, another point 2 there. And then we've agreed that point 3 and 2 are on the same length. So we're going to mark also point 3 as well. And then let's just double check our points. Now we have, just going to label the points as well. We have 2 here, 3 and 3. And then we are now going to have to trace point 1. So we trace point 1 from the XY line, auxiliary view, point 1, there it is. And then we come here, trace point 1, mark it, and then we have another line for where we can put point 1, then we mark it. And then we just have to remind ourselves that this is 1, this is also 1. Now that we have marked our points, we have to draw our top view. So the top view, I'm going to use these 2 papers to indicate to you the direction that we are looking at the top view from. So the top view is from this direction and that direction. So you are looking from the top. So when you are looking at your drawing from the top, you can see that 2, 1 is clearly visible. 2, we have point 2 here and we have 1 here. We also can see our 1s very visibly because of this point. So point 2 and 1 are visible, 2, 1 are visible, and 1 as well. So point 1 and 2 from the top, they are visible. And then when you look at your front view again, you can see that from this direction you can see point 2, point 1 and 3. So 2, 3 is also visible and 2, 2 is also visible. So you're going to join that. So using a darker color, I'm going to join 2, 2 and 2, 3. So that 2, 3 there, you can see it clearly from the top, and then the 2 and 2, 2 and 2 as clearly visible. And then the 1 here, you can clearly see it. But also when you look at the auxiliary view, you can see point 1 there. Hence you join your 2 points. Hence you join 1 and 1, like that. So now we need to know which points we are joining next. We go back and look at our shapes. We can see that 1 and 3, 1 and 3 clearly visible in the front view when you're looking at it from the top. So it means that this 1 and 3 here will be clearly visible. But this 1 and 3, you can't see it. It's hidden when you are at the top. So when you are looking at it from this direction, you can't see point 1 and 3. Hence, they will be in hidden detail. So that means 1 and 3, the one on this side will be visible, and then the one on this side will be in hidden detail. And let me draw it so that you can see it. So 1 and 3, clearly visible. And then this one and this 3, which is this one and this 3, they are in hidden detail. So I'm going to draw them hidden detail. And now when we are done, we are going to trace the last points. This is 1 and 2. This 1 and this 2, which is 1 and 2. On the auxiliary view, we can see that we can see point 1 and 2 clearly. Also, this 1 and 2 is clearly visible. So on this side, we are looking at 1 and 2. So they are going to be in solid lines, which is an A line. And then also this 1 and 2 is also pretty visible from the top view. So we are going to make it more visible there. And then you will have your view. Now that we have our top view, we are going to draw the left view. The first thing that we have to do is to draw our XY line. So you will measure 10 here on this XY line, and then you will draw a vertical XY line too. So it will be Y2 and X2. And then we will have our 45-degree line here. Now that we have our 45-degree line, all that is left for us to do is to project the points. So how do we do it? In the front view, every point that is there, we are going to project it to the left view. So point 2, point 1, point 3 here, the 2 at the back, point 1 here, and point 2 once again. So now we will project this. We will project from the top view. So we will take the 2, 3 line, which is the base, and then also the 1 line, which is at the top. And then we are going to project it up. So here we know that on this line, we're only going to have 2 or 3. And then here, we're only going to have 1 on this line. So now let us trace the points properly. Let me zoom in so that you can see what I am doing. Zoom in once more, just so you can see the lines properly. So now we start at 3. So we have point 3 here. We know that point 3 will be somewhere on this line, so we will mark it here. So we have 3. And then we have 1. 1 will only be here, so we will have point 1 here. Then we will write it to be 1. And then we have another point 3. Go to the back line, and then it will be here, which will write 3. And then point 2 also on the back line, it will be here, point 2, and then 1, first line, which is 1, and then the last point, which is point 2, will be here. I hope you are able to see the points. Now we will join our points again. So basically your left view is going to look similar to your top view. So we can see that. Let us look at our drawing. When we are looking at it from this direction here, when we are looking at it from this direction, we can clearly see 2 and 2. Point 2 and 2 is clearly visible. We can also, because we are on the left, we can also see 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 clearly visible. So it means that you're going to outline 2 and 2 and 2 and 3. So it means the back line, all of it will be solid. All of it a solid line. And then we come at it again and we can see that now we need to figure out how we are seeing this. But we can see that when you are standing here, you can see point 1. Point 1 is also visible there. So you can see point 1 here, you can also see point 1 there. So it means your ones will be joined again. Your ones will be joined like that. And then 1 and 3, this 1 and 3 here. 1 and 3 clearly visible when you are standing from this direction. So it means you have to outline 1 and 3. You have to outline 1 and 3, and then on that side, let us see what we can see. Then you have your 1 and 2 here. So 1 and 2 still very much visible. So now let us figure out. Let me just add your 1 and 2 here. And then inside we need to know which one is hidden and which one is not. So we are going to look at 1 and 3. So we have this 1 and 3, which is now hidden, as we can clearly see. The 1 and the 3, you are not able to see it properly this side. So this line of 1 and 3, you won't be able to see it. Hence, it will be in hidden detail. It will be in hidden detail like that, and then you will have 1 and 2, this 1 and this 2 here, clearly visible. So we see that. Now let us look at our drawing fully. There are things that I would like you to notice. You can see clearly here that 1 and 3 was hidden detail, and the same thing is happening in the left view. 1 and 3 are in hidden detail. So to save time, you must just draw it exactly as you saw. That's why I said that when you draw the left view, it will be the same thing as the top view, just facing a different direction, and it is clearly visible in this drawing. Please do this page and try as much to finish it. I hope that you will be able to do it. So this is our page 75, which is the right hand side of it, and this is the full drawing. So you drew the auxiliary view, you drew the front view, and then the top view, and then the left. So the left view, you no longer need to project from the XY line. You can simply use the points that you are given, the 45-degree line, and just start projecting and tracking points from there. Thank you.